The Witch in the Woods by T.H. White, Chapter 19. The result of the skating tournament was that Queen Morgoth caught a bad cold and had to stay in bed. Another result was that King Pellinore, reacting from his rejoicings on the millstone, fell into a profound depression. As the spring weather drew upon them, everybody had that peculiar feeling of well-being which comes with the southwest wind, a feeling which makes unattached gentlemen walk with a springing step and whistle at the daffodils, while lovers have a strange bursting sensation in the solar plexus. King Pellinore had this sensation badly, and wherever he went he sighed deep sighs from the pit of his stomach and looked upon the little spring flowers with a sense of loss. There they were, blooming away. What was the good of it? What? It was all too sad for words, and King Pellinore tried to shed a tear on a crocus, muttering, "Piggy, Piggy," in poetic tones, but he missed the crocus. "Look here, Palomides," said Sir Grummore, "something has got to be done. Can't you think of some more unicorns or something like that?" "The royal melancholy," said Sir Palomides, "can only be dispelled by questing beast. This is that to which his majesty is accustomed by lifelong habit. Yours truly has said thus all along. Personally, I believe the questing beast is dead." "Then we must dress up as it," said Sir Palomides, with sudden decision. "We must take part of questing beast and be hunted ourselves." "Oh, I say, we couldn't dress as the questing beast." But the Saracen had run away with the idea. "Why not?" he exclaimed. "Why not, by Jingo? Joculateurs assume the garb of animals, as stags, goats, and so forth, and dance to bells, and Tabor with many gyrings and circumflextions. But really, Palomides, we aren't joculators." "Then we must learn to be so." "Joculators." A joculator was a juggler. A low-class kind of minstrel, and Sir Grummore did not relish the idea at all. "However could we dress as the questing beast?" he asked weakly. "She's a frightfully complicated animal." "Describe this animal," said Sir Palomides judiciously. "Well, dash it all, Palomides, she has a snake's head, and the body of a leopard, and the haunches of a lion, and feet like a hart. And hang it, man, how could we make this noise in a belly like 30 couple of hounds questing?" "Yours truly will be in the belly," replied Sir Palomides, not to be dashed. "Yours truly will be back end of questing beast, and will give tongue to it thuswise." He began making a sort of yodeling noise mixed with squeaks and barks. "Hush!" said Sir Grummore. "Hush, my dear fellow, you'll wake the castle." "Then it is agreed." "No, it isn't agreed. Never heard such nonsense in my life. Besides, she doesn't make a noise like that at all. She makes a noise like this." And Sir Grummore began cackling in a wild, tuneless alto, like 1,000 wild geese on the wash. "Hush! Hush!" cried Sir Palomides. "You'll give us away." "I won't hush. The noise you was making was like pigs." "Well, yours was like frogs." And the two angry naturalists began hooting, grunting, squawking, squealing, crowing, mooing, growling, snuffling, quacking, snarling, and mewing at one another, until they were perfectly red in the face. "The head," said Sir Grummore, stopping suddenly, "will have to be made of cardboard." "Or canvas," said Sir Palomides. "Our fishing populace will be in possession of canvas. We can make leather boots for hooves. Spots can be painted on the body. It will have to button up round the middle, where we join. And you, added Sir Palomides generously, can be the back end and do hounds. The noise is plainly stated to come from the belly." Sir Grummore blushed with pleasure and said gruffly in his British way, "Well, thanks, Palomides. I must say I think that's demmed decent of you." "Not at all." For a week, King Pellinore saw hardly anything of his friends. You write some poems, Pellinore, they told him. Oh, go inside the wood. There's a good fellow. He wandered about disconsolately, occasionally crying out, Flanders, Danders, or daughter ought to, whenever the ideas occurred to him. Meanwhile, in Sir Palomides' own room, where the door was always kept locked, there was such a stitching and snipping and painting and arguing as had seldom been known before. My dear chap, I tell you a libbard has black spots. Puce, said Sir Palomides obstinately. What is puce? And anyway, we haven't got any. Then they glared at each other with the fury of true creators. Try on the head. There, you've torn it, I said you would. Construction was of feeble nature. We must construct it again. When the reconstruction was finished, the Paynim leaped to his feet with a squeal. Damn, I've pricked myself. Suck it. Look out for the spots, Palomides. There, you've smudged them. 1,000 pardons. You ought to look where you're going. Well, who put his foot through the haunches? On the second day, there was some trouble with the back end. These haunches are too tight. Don't bend over. I have to bend over if I'm the back end. They won't split. Yes, they will. No, they won't. Well, they have. Look out for my tail, said Sir Grummore on the third day. You're treading on it. Don't hold so tight, Grummore. My neck's twisted. Can you see? No, I can't. My neck's all twisted. There goes my tail, anyway. There was a pause while they sorted themselves out. Now carefully step this way. We must walk in step. You give the step. Left, right. I think my haunches are coming down. If you let go of yours truly's waist, we shall come in half. Well, I can't hold up my haunches unless I do. There go the buttons. Damn the buttons. Yours truly told you so. So they sewed on buttons during the fourth day and started again. Can I practice some of my baying now? Yes, indeed. How does my baying sound from inside? It sounds splendid, Grummore, splendid. Only it's strange coming from behind, if you follow my argument. I thought it sounded a bit muffled. It did a bit. Perhaps it will be all right from outside. On the fifth day, they were far advanced. We ought to practice a gallop, after all. We can't walk all the time. Not when he's hunting us. Very good. When I say go, then. Ready, steady, go. Look out, Grummore, you'll button me. Button? Be careful of the bed. What did you say? Oh, dear. Damn and confound the by Our Lady blessed bed of blazes. Oh, my shins. You've burst the buttons again? Damn the buttons have stubbed my toe. Well, yours truly's head has come off also. We shall have to stick to walking. It would be easier to gallop, said Sir Grummore on the sixth day, if we had some music. Something like Tantivy, you know. Well, we haven't got any music. No. Could you sing Tantivy, Palomides, while I'm baying? Yours truly could try. Well, then, off we go. Tantivy, 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 dim! We shall have to make the whole thing again, said Sir Palomides over the weekend. We can still use the hooves. I don't suppose it will hurt so much falling down out of doors. Not on the moss, you know. And probably it won't tear the canvas so badly. We'll make it double strength. Yes! I'm glad the hooves will still do. By Jove, Palomides, don't he look a monster? A splendid effort this time. Pity you can't make fire come out of his mouth or something. A danger of combustion there. Combustion? Oh, I see, you mean burning. Shall we try another gallop, Palomides? By all means. Push the bed in the corner, then. Look out for the buttons this time. If you see anything we're running into, just stop, see? Yes! Keep a sharp lookout, Palomides. Right-ho, Grummore. Ready, then? Ready? Off we go. That was a splendid burst, Palomides, exclaimed the Knight of the Forest Sauvage, stopping. Wasn't it? A noble gallop. Did you notice how I was baying all the time? I could not fail to notice it, Sir Grummore. Well, I don't know when I've enjoyed myself so much, they panted with triumph, standing amidst their monster. I say, Palomides, look at me swishing my tail. Charming, Sir Grummore, look at me winking one of my eyes. No, Palomides, you look at my tail. You oughtn't to miss it, really. Well, if I look at your swishing, you ought to look at me winking. It's only fair. But I can't see anything from inside this belly. As for that, Sir Grummore, yours truly cannot see so far round as the anal appendage. Or is the anal appanage. Now then, we'll have one less go. I shall swish my tail round and round all the time, and bay like mad. It will be a frightful spectacle, and yours truly will continually wink one optic or the other. Could we put a bit of bound into the gallop, Palomides, every now and then, do you think? You know, a kind of prance in the air. I feel just like prancing. The prance could more naturally be affected by the back end solo. You mean I could do it alone? You mean I could do it all alone? Effectually. Well, I must say, that's uncommonly decent of you, Palomides, to let me do the prancing. Yours truly trusts that a modicum of caution will be exercised in the prance to prevent delivery of uncomfortable blows to the posterior of we four quarters. Just as you say, Palomides. Boot and saddle then, Sir Grummore. Tally-ho, said Palomides. Tantivy, a questing we will go. And that's the end of chapter 19.